The Halo TV series looks to be a disaster already. Even the critics are giving it very meh reviews right now. It's going to release next week at some point, but a lot of Halo fans have a big problem with it because they pretty much already came out and said, yeah, you know what? We couldn't do the show and stick to canon and continuity, so we're just doing our own timeline. It's going to be the Halo Silver timeline, and we're not going to stick to a lot of the things. We're not going to stick to the lore, and in fact, when we made this series, we didn't even give a fuck about the games. When in reality, the entire reason that Halo can even be a TV series is because of these video games. That's the reason fans are interested in it. That's the reason the name has a pull, is because of the games. And they decided, fuck that. We're not even going to use them when we create this series. And now you have the Star talking about one more thing, right? One more thing about Halo that makes people very uncomfortable. Halo star Pablo Schreiber says showing Master Chief's face was always a necessary thing to get the audience comfortable with going on this journey. Despite the fact that people have never seen him with his helmet off, despite the fact that people don't know what he looks like, but are still very attached to him as a character in the games, no, that wasn't enough. We need to take his helmet off and show you his emotions. What a fucking joke. According to Pablo Schreiber, the star of the upcoming live-action Halo adaptation, the production team's decision to have his portrayal of the iconic series lead Master Chief regularly appear without his helmet, not just once, regularly, was made out of a belief that such a reveal was always a necessary thing to get the audience comfortable with going on this journey. Schreiber, perhaps best known for his roles as Nick Sabatka in The Wire and George Pornstache Mendez in Orange is the New Black, gave his insight into Master Chief's helmetless depiction. Speaking with Slash Film, I fucking hate those guys. On the topic following the series' world premiere at the festival on March 15th, Schreiber explained, I always knew the helmet off was going to be a big part of the show because, just quite frankly, it's the only way to tell this story in long-form television format. So you're telling me we have, what, 6 games, 7 games maybe, if you include everything, of Halo, where we don't see Master Chief's face? But people are still very attached to his character and his story and the story of Halo. How is that? How can that possibly be? Well, in long-form TV, we have to have him with his helmet off. So stupid. The game was made as a first-person shooter where you're meant to believe that you're the Master Chief. So the character was kept vague for that reason. And you infuse the character with your own personalities and your own subtleties. That's not really true. You become the character. The character doesn't become you. You don't infuse the characters with your subtleties. You become Master Chief. I'm so tired of people getting this stuff confused. This is a TV show being made for long-term success. In order to do that, you have to bring the audience with you. And really, the only way of doing that is seeing the face, knowing how the character's feeling about things. That's how you empathize with them. That's how you go along with them on your journey. I'll say this. I think that The Mandalorian, even though I think the show's a waste of space, I do think they do a good job of, with his helmet on, him conveying emotions. You can do that without taking the helmet off. But no, they're forced to fucking take the helmet off over and over again, even in that show, to get Pedro Pascal's face out there. And now in this show, too, they're doing it. Despite the fact that it never happens in the games, they don't care. They don't care about the lore. They don't care about the history. They don't care about the legacy. All they care about is using this to tell the story they want to tell, not the story that should be told. So it was always a necessary thing, and it was necessary to do early to get the audience comfortable with going on this journey, and because the character has been kept vague for so long. The process of the first season is really the process of John learning who he is as a human being. So who is the Master Chief is kind of the big question we're going to fill in the first season. It's through the process of him learning about himself. Therefore, we as audience members will all learn about that along with him. More bad news for Halo. They will make every excuse they can as to why they've chosen to ignore the games. But the truth is, they don't fucking care. They just want to use this platform. They just want to use this IP to push, likely, whatever identity politics they want down your throat. It's about the message. It's not about the lore. It's not about Halo. It's about taking that and bastardizing it. And that's what they've proven they're going to do with this series. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram?
check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.